Have you ever finished using the bathroom, and just sat there for a moment, quietly frustrated, because reaching around feels harder than it used to? Maybe your shoulder aches. Maybe your back doesn't twist the way it used to. Or maybe, you're simply tired of struggling with something that used to be so simple. You might have brushed it off the first time. Said to yourself, it's just age catching up. But deep down, you wonder, does it really have to be this uncomfortable? This awkward? This exhausting? You see, we don't talk about this stuff enough. And that's a shame. Because truthfully, the bathroom is one of the few places we expect a little peace, a little privacy, and a whole lot of dignity. But for many older adults, something as basic as cleaning yourself after toileting becomes one of the biggest hidden struggles of daily life. It's not about being weak. It's not about being incapable. It's about the body changing. And no one ever telling you there are better, easier ways to adapt. And that's exactly why this video matters. Because today, we're going to talk openly, honestly, and with compassion about a topic that deserves more attention: how you can make cleaning yourself after using the toilet easier, safer, and more comfortable. Not just for the sake of hygiene, but for your independence, your confidence, and your peace of mind. You'll learn 5 powerful solutions, some high-tech, some wonderfully simple, that can completely change your bathroom experience. And no, this isn't about fancy gadgets or feeling helpless. It's about giving you back control, on your terms. So, let me ask you this: are you ready to feel clean without the strain? Are you ready to stop wincing, stop twisting, and start feeling confident again, even in the bathroom? Then stick around, because this might just be the most helpful few minutes of your week. And hey, before we dive in, do me a quick favor. Comment, "Comfort Matters," below if you believe we should talk more about real elderly hygiene solutions. And if you want honest, down-to-earth tips to help you stay strong and independent, go ahead and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Tips. Alright, let's get into it. Your comfort is worth it. Let's start with something simple, yet life-changing: bidets. Now, I want you to picture this. Mary, 74 years old. A retired teacher. Sharp as a tack, always smiling. But quietly, she's been struggling with something she was too embarrassed to talk about, not with her friends, not even with her daughter at first. See, Mary has arthritis in both shoulders. Just getting dressed in the morning takes longer than it used to. And when it came to using the bathroom, well, twisting around to clean herself became painful. She told her daughter one day, "I don't feel clean anymore. I feel frustrated, and frankly, I feel ashamed." That's when her daughter introduced her to something so simple, so affordable, a bidet attachment. They installed it together in under 20 minutes. No plumber. No fuss. And the next morning, after trying it for the first time, Mary called her daughter and said, "I feel human again." Now, that might sound dramatic. But if you've ever struggled to wipe properly, or felt anxious that you didn't clean yourself fully, you know that feeling. That relief of not having to twist, not having to reach, not having to wince from the pain just to stay clean. Here's the truth: as we age, our range of motion decreases. The arms don't bend like they used to. The back doesn't rotate as far. And even something like gripping toilet paper can be a challenge with conditions like arthritis or tremors. Bidets solve this. Not only do they clean more effectively, they do it without requiring you to move in ways your body may no longer allow. And no, you don't need one of those fancy European spa toilets or a tech wizard to install them. This is one of the biggest misconceptions I hear: bidets are expensive. They're complicated. They're not for people like me. But here's the truth: you can buy a basic, high-quality bidet for the price of a dinner at your favorite restaurant. Many attach right to your existing toilet seat. No electricity. No remodeling. And the controls are simple, just a turn of a dial. Some even come with front and rear wash options, which can be especially helpful for women. Others offer adjustable pressure settings, so it's not overwhelming, just gentle, effective cleaning. And the best part? No more guesswork. No more second-guessing if you're really clean. You deserve to walk away from the bathroom feeling fresh, comfortable, and confident, every single time. So, if cleaning has become a physical burden, or even a mental stress, a bidet might be the single best change you can make today. But let's say you're still using toilet paper, and you're just not ready to switch to a bidet yet. That's perfectly okay. There's another option, a tool that gives you the freedom to clean thoroughly without the reach, the twist, or the pain. Let's talk about something that might just give you back a little bit of freedom, toilet wiping aids. Now I want you to meet John. An easygoing, 68-year-old retired mechanic with a dry sense of humor and a deep love for crossword puzzles. Last year, John had major back surgery. The recovery was long, and the one thing he didn't expect was just how hard it would be to handle bathroom duties afterward. He couldn't bend easily. Twisting to wipe himself felt like someone sticking a knife in his lower spine. He started dreading using the toilet. At first, he felt too proud to say anything. But when he finally opened up to a friend, that friend quietly handed him a simple tool and said, "Try this." It was a toilet tissue aid, a small, lightweight tool designed to hold toilet paper or wipes and help you clean without the bend, without the twist, without the pain. A few days later, John called that same friend and said, "Honestly, I feel like I just bought a piece of my independence back." And that's exactly what these tools offer. You see, it's not just John. As we age, flexibility naturally declines. The spine becomes stiffer. Muscles lose some of their stretch. And for anyone dealing with joint pain, arthritis, a recent surgery, or even just general weakness, reaching behind can become incredibly hard. That's where wiping aids come in. They're not a sign of weakness. They're not a last resort. They are a smart, dignified solution for people who value their independence and want to keep doing things for themselves. Unfortunately, there's a misconception that using a wiping tool means you've given up. But here's the truth, using a tool that helps you do something better is not giving up. It's adapting. And adapting is one of the wisest, strongest things you can do. Think about it, we use canes when walking becomes tough. We use grabbers to reach high shelves. Why should the bathroom be any different? Now, if you're curious about which ones are actually helpful, look for a model with an easy grip, non-slip handle, something that feels comfortable in your hand, especially if you have arthritis or weakness. Make sure it has a release button or simple mechanism so you don't have to touch the used tissue afterward. Some are foldable for travel. Others are curved for better reach. And once you start using one, you'll wonder why no one told you about it sooner. But here's the thing. Even with a great tool, sometimes cleaning yourself still feels like a challenge. Maybe it's not just about reach anymore. Maybe it's about energy. Or fatigue. Or just how hard it is to stay steady while standing or shifting on the toilet. So, what then? Well, let's make things even easier. Let's talk about something small, that can make a big difference. Wet wipes. Or as some call them, personal cleansing cloths. Now, let me introduce you to Ruth. She's 79, sharp-witted, a retired librarian who always knows exactly where everything is, even in your house. A few years back, Ruth was recovering from surgery in the hospital. The nurses gave her moist wipes instead of toilet paper. At first, she was skeptical. She'd used toilet paper her entire life. But after just a few days, she quietly told her daughter, "These things leave me feeling fresh in a way toilet paper just can't." And here's the thing, she never went back. You see, there's something incredibly important that doesn't get talked about enough. As we age, our skin becomes thinner, more sensitive. And the nerve endings that used to give us clear feedback, they start to fade, too. That means it's not always easy to know if you've cleaned yourself completely, or if there's irritation, or even small tears from overwiping. Moist wipes can solve this. They glide gently. They clean more thoroughly. And for many older adults, they feel soothing. Like a gentle wash instead of a harsh scrub. But let's clear up a few misconceptions, because this is where people often get confused. First off, flushable doesn't always mean what you think it does. A lot of wipes are labeled flushable, but they can still clog your pipes or cause plumbing problems down the line. So here's a simple tip: even if the packaging says flushable, it's better, and safer, to toss them in a small, lined bathroom trash bin instead. Many families keep one discreetly tucked beside the toilet with a lid and a scented liner. Easy, clean, and no plumbing surprises. Second, there's the worry about skin irritation. That's real, especially if the wipes are scented or full of harsh chemicals. So, what should you look for? Stick with hypoallergenic, fragrance-free wipes. Ones labeled for sensitive skin or elder care are usually your best bet. Make sure they're alcohol-free, too, because alcohol can dry and sting fragile skin. Some wipes even contain aloe or vitamin E, which can be soothing if you're prone to dryness or chafing. And here's the best part: using wipes doesn't mean you have to stop using toilet paper altogether. You can use both, start with a dry wipe, then finish with a moist one. Or vice versa. It's not about rules, it's about what makes you feel clean and comfortable. Because at the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to, doesn't it? Feeling clean. Feeling confident. Feeling like yourself. Now, we've talked about what you use: bidets, wiping tools, moist wipes. But there's something else just as important that we haven't touched on yet. How you sit. How your bathroom is set up. And the truth is, sometimes, the key to an easier, safer clean isn't in your hands. It's beneath you. Let's look at positioning, and how a few small changes to your bathroom setup can change everything. Getting up and down from the toilet. Now I want you to meet Larry. He's 82, a retired postman who still enjoys early morning walks, weather permitting. But a few months back, Larry had a minor fall in his bathroom. No broken bones, thank goodness. Just a bruised ego and a scare he won't forget. Afterward, his daughter came over and gently suggested some changes: a raised toilet seat, and a couple of grab bars. At first, Larry resisted. "I'm not that old," he said. But he gave in. A week later, he looked up and said, "You know what? Getting up and down is no longer a balancing act." And he meant it. You see, when we're younger, we don't give it a second thought: sitting down, standing up. Easy. Automatic. But with age, our muscles weaken. Our knees aren't as strong. Balance gets trickier. And when you add all of that to a low toilet seat, well, suddenly something as basic as using the bathroom can feel risky and exhausting. Let's break it down a bit. Standard toilet heights were never designed with aging bodies in mind. Sitting that low puts more strain on your knees, hips, and thighs. Then, when you try to stand, you're often forced to push with your arms, wobble forward, or even rock yourself up. Not only is that tiring, it's a fall risk. And a bad fall in the bathroom? It can change everything. That's where a raised toilet seat can help. It lifts your seating height by just a few inches, but that small change. It makes standing up way easier, and safer. Now, let's talk about grab bars. A lot of people think grab bars are only for people in wheelchairs or with major disabilities. But that's a huge misconception. Grab bars aren't just for recovery, they're for prevention. For maintaining your independence. They offer just enough extra support when you need it, whether it's lowering yourself gently or steadying yourself while you clean up. And they're not all big, clunky, or permanent either. Today, you've got options: toilet seat risers with built-in handles. These just sit right on top of your toilet, no drilling required. Wall-mounted grab bars for long-term support, installed near the toilet or beside the shower. Even temporary suction grab bars, great for rentals or travel, they can hold strong on clean tile for short-term use. The goal isn't to make your bathroom look like a hospital. The goal is to make your bathroom work for you. Because feeling safe in that space, that's not luxury, it's peace of mind. And when you're not afraid of falling or struggling every time you sit or stand, well, suddenly, everything else feels easier too. Now, those are great solutions for home. But what happens when you're not at home? What if you're staying overnight somewhere unfamiliar, at a family member's house, or maybe on a little weekend trip? You won't always have the perfect bathroom setup waiting for you. But that doesn't mean you have to struggle. Let's talk about portable options and how to stay clean and safe even when you're away from home. Let's shift the scene now. You've got your bathroom at home set up just right, bidet, grab bars, wipes, the works. But then, you get an invitation, a family reunion. A short trip to visit your grandkids. Maybe just a night away at your daughter's house. You're excited, but then that little voice creeps in. What about the bathroom situation? What if I can't clean myself properly? What if I'm embarrassed? This is where a little planning goes a long way. Let me tell you about Edna. She's 76, loves knitting, and hadn't seen her son in nearly 2 years. She finally booked a trip to visit him, but quietly, she was anxious. Not about the flight. Not about the weather. About the bathrooms. Public restrooms, unfamiliar bathrooms in other people's homes, those can be tough. They're not built for comfort or mobility. But Edna didn't let that stop her. Instead, she packed herself a little toileting pouch. Inside, a small packet of moist wipes, a pair of disposable gloves, a foldable toilet tissue aid, a bottle of hand sanitizer, and even a small trash bag, just in case. When she came back, she smiled and said, "I traveled with confidence. I didn't feel helpless, I felt ready." That's the power of planning ahead. See, when you have a consistent hygiene routine at home, and then suddenly face a different setup, it can throw you off, physically and emotionally. But just like you'd pack medications or a comfy sweater, packing basic hygiene tools should be part of the routine. Let's talk about why it matters from a health perspective, too. When you're out of your element, especially in public or shared restrooms, you're more likely to rush, skip steps, or avoid toileting altogether until you're back home. That can lead to urinary tract infections, skin irritation, or even accidents. All of which can hurt your confidence and limit your independence. But here's the good news, you don't need much. A simple pouch, small enough to fit in a handbag or backpack, is all you need to keep yourself feeling clean and in control. If you're staying overnight somewhere, don't hesitate to ask about bathroom access ahead of time. Most loved ones will gladly ensure you have a well-lit, easily accessible space. And if mobility is a concern, there are portable seat risers or travel grab bars you can bring along. Even something as small as bringing your own familiar wipes or aid can make an unfamiliar bathroom feel a little more like home. Some folks think traveling means giving up on hygiene or dignity. But the truth is, with just a little preparation, you can have both. You can go places, make memories, and still feel fresh and confident every step of the way. Because it's not about being perfect. It's about being prepared. Prepared to live life, not just around your bathroom, but beyond it. Now. Maybe by this point, your mind's racing a bit. You've heard about tools, wipes, grab bars, planning kits. And even if it all makes sense, part of you might be feeling overwhelmed, or even emotional. And that's okay. Because needing help with something as private as toileting, it's not just physical. It's deeply personal. So let's take a moment now to talk about what this all means. Not just for your body, but for your heart. Let's be real for a moment. It's not just about the tools. Not just about bidets or wipes or fancy gadgets. It's about what all of this represents. The quiet, personal moments where you suddenly realize, something that used to be easy, isn't anymore. That realization can hit hard. It can feel frustrating, embarrassing, even a little scary. Because when you've spent your whole life managing your own body, having to change the way you clean yourself can feel like losing something deeply personal. But here's what I want you to know, you're not alone. Every day, millions of older adults are facing this same shift. Not because they're weak. Not because they've given up. But because their bodies are changing, and they're choosing to adapt instead of suffer in silence. And that's not something to be ashamed of. That's something to be proud of. Because this isn't about giving up control. It's about taking it back, in a different, wiser way. Choosing a wiping tool, or adding a grab bar, or planning a toileting pouch for a trip. That's not a step back. It's a step forward, toward independence. Toward preserving your dignity. Toward living the life you want, on your terms. You're not being needy. You're being smart. And smart choices keep you safer, cleaner, and more comfortable. So, take a breath. Let go of the voice that says, this shouldn't be happening. And listen to the voice that says, I deserve comfort. I deserve ease. I deserve to feel clean and confident, every single day. Look around your bathroom today. Is it helping you? Or is it quietly working against you? Does it support your body the way it moves now? Or is it designed for the person you were 10 years ago? Sometimes, one small change, a raised seat, a new wipe, a simple handle, can transform your entire day. Can make your next bathroom trip feel less like a challenge and more like a return to normalcy. And here's the hope I want to leave you with, you can still be independent. You can still be clean. You can still be you, strong, wise, and capable. Even if that strength looks a little different than it used to. Because aging isn't about losing dignity. It's about protecting it in new, thoughtful ways. And with the right support, the right tools, and the right mindset, you can do that. You absolutely can. So, keep going. You're doing better than you think. Let's take a quick moment to go back over what we covered today. We started with one simple truth, that cleaning yourself after using the toilet shouldn't feel like a painful chore. And from there, we explored 5 powerful ways to make that process easier, safer, and more dignified. To recap, first, we talked about bidets, a game changer for anyone who struggles with reaching or wants a more thorough clean without irritation. Then came wiping aids. Those small but mighty tools that give your back and shoulders a break while helping you stay independent. We moved on to wet wipes and cleansing cloths, gentle, effective, and comforting for skin that's become more sensitive over the years. Then we addressed raised toilet seats and grab bars, those subtle bathroom additions that can help prevent falls and make standing up a whole lot easier. And finally, we covered travel tools and planning. So you can go anywhere with confidence, knowing your hygiene needs are already taken care of. Each of these steps may seem small on its own. But together, they create a system of support, so you can keep doing what matters most, living your life with confidence, control, and calm. Now here's something I'd love to know from you, which one of these tips have you already tried, or which one are you curious about? Maybe you've been thinking about getting a bidet, or maybe you found a clever way to travel with wipes that you'd like to share. Drop it in the comments below. Because you never know, your comment could be the answer someone else has been looking for. Let's help each other, one story at a time. And if even one thing you heard today made your life feel a little more manageable, a little more peaceful, then go ahead and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Tips. This channel is all about giving you real-world, no-nonsense advice so you can keep showing up strong for yourself, no matter your age. We're building a community here, of people who care, who share, and who refuse to let age define their independence. So, if that sounds like you, hit that subscribe button. There's so much more we'll explore together. And above all else, thank you. Thank you for showing up today. Not just for this video, but for yourself. For your health, for your dignity, for your future. You're not just getting older. You're adapting. You're learning. You're growing. And that takes courage. So, stay wise. Stay well. And I'll see you in the next video, right here, on Elderly Wisdom Tips.